The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And hello there, everybody. My name is Ron Zuckett. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be. Program today for the 26th day of May 2023. We go back to August 3rd, Friday night in 2001 for this battle between what should be two American League playoff teams when all is said and done. Should be doesn't necessarily mean that they will be. The Seattle Mariners are 71-37, and they have done everything expected of them. They just haven't put away the Oakland A's, who have come to life as of late. Cleveland Indians are 61-46. And if they don't get past the Chicago White Sox, they aren't going to be in the playoffs. So pretty easy for that. You still got, 7 weeks to go in the season or such. This is game 109 for Seattle and 108 for Cleveland. But times are getting short now, and Seattle on a big East or Central Division road trip here. You'll see them against the White Sox in Chicago, or they play the White Sox next week on this very channel. So right now it's the Seattle Mariners and the Cleveland Indians. Well, if you're looking for the pitching matchup, look no further than the birthday boy this week. Bartolo Colon had just turned 50, and Jamie Moyer, who probably was 50 when he made the start. That's the setup for you. Let's play some baseball, shall we? As Retro Sports Network presents 2001 in Action PC Season Odyssey. Today, from Jacobs Field in Cleveland, Ohio, it's the Cleveland Indians and the Seattle Mariners. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. It'll be the svelte one, Bartolo Colon, getting the call for Cleveland. Bartolo making his 23rd start of the year. He's had a magnificent 2001 campaign. He'll actually win the Cy Young in 05. 11-2 with a 3.29 ERA. He is 26 years old, fastball at 94, and a ground ball pitcher. How you doing, Bernie? Good morning. He last faced the Tigers on the 27th, a no decision and a 3-2 loss. 6 innings, 109 pitches, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a home run, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So overall for Colon, 142 and a third, 127 hits, 56 runs, 52 earned, 11 home runs allowed. He's walked 53 while striking out 117. And the lineup he'll face for the Mariners starts with Ichiro in right leading off, sitting on a 22-game hitting streak. John, how you doing? Mark McLemore in center will bat second. Edgar Martinez, the DH, goes third. John Olerud cleans up at first. Brett Boone at second will bat fifth. Al Martin in his Volvo in left field. He'll bat sixth. Carlos Guillen at short batting seventh. David Bell at third goes eighth, and Tom Lampkin behind the plate batting ninth. Jamie Moyer should throw about 105 before all is said and done. Defensively for Cleveland, beautiful night here, 78 degrees, winds out to right at 10. Will Cordero a 2-1 in left. Kenny Lofton a 5 and a 3 in center. Marty Fine, Corinthian Leather Cordova, 6 and a 5 in right. Travis Fryman a 3 at third. Omar Vizquel 10 at short. Roberto Alomar at 10 at second. Jim Thome a 4 at first. Eddie Taubensee gets the call behind the plate. He's a 3 and a 1, and Bartolo Colon is an 8 on the mound with a 9.75 fielding percentage. Ichiro, as we mentioned, a 22-game hitting streak, hitting .360, 7 homers and 64 RBI. You'd have to think that if there was somebody post Tony Gwynn that could have given 400 a run in baseball, it would be Ichiro if he had played his entire career here. Don't you think? Fly ball left center field. Lofton goes over. and makes the catch. Yep, Jamie, they have gone really well. They have caught up to their real-life pace, but they can't put away Oakland. Mark McLemore at 235, no homers and 23 RBI. Cologne winds and sets, and McLemore draws the walk. So 1 out for Edgar Martinez. Edgar at 330, 21 homers and 82 RBI. What's going on here? Oh, it's the Mariners and the Indians on a beautiful night in Cleveland. Pitch to Edgar. There goes McLemore. The throw down to Alomar. Goes into center field. Mark going for third. And he is in there, right? So it's an E2, a stolen base, and the runner goes on to third. So a 1-strike count to Martinez. And Edgar sends this one into right. Cordova will make the catch. McLemore tags and will score without a throw. So Seattle produced that run for sure. 1-0 M's, 2 out for John Olerud. 319, 14 homers and 75 RBI. And Cologne walked him. For Brett Boone, tough lineup for Cologne to face. Brett at 342, 25 homers, 96 RBI. Those are MVP numbers. Fly ball to right, Cordova in the corner, and Marty will make a good catch up against the sidewall to retire the side. No runs, or 1 run rather, no hits, and the error was costly by Taubenzie. Half an inning down, 1-0 Seattle. So here is Jamie Moyer, 38 years old. He's won his last 4 decisions. He's now 12-5 on the replay with a 377 earned run average. Making his 22nd start, 38 years old. His specialty is a changeup, but when your fastball is 81, how slow can it get? How much you taking off it? Got a win against the Twins on July 28th in a 10-0 romp. 6 2/3 innings of shutout ball, 97 pitches, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Overall, 133 2/3, 117 hits. A Bugs Bunny special for sure. 64 runs, 56 earned, 16 home runs. Yes, the young Jamie Moyer. He's walked 25 and struck out 90. Kenny Lofton will lead off for the Indians in center field. Omar Vizquel at short will bat second. Roberto Alomar at second will bat third. Ellis Burks cleans up as the DH. Jim Thome will bat fifth at first base. Marty Cordova in right will bat sixth. Travis Fryman at third will go seventh. Will Cordero in left batting eighth, and Eddie Taubenzie, who had that big error in the top of the inning, will bat ninth behind the plate. Cologne threw 23 pitches in his half of the first. Al Martin is an 8-2 as we set the Seattle defense for you in left. Mark McLemore a 4 and a 3 in center. Ichiro a 10 and an 8 in right. David Bell a 6 at third. Carlos Guillen a 3 at short. Brett Boone a 6 at second. John Olerud a 6 at first. Tom Lampkin a 5 and a 3 behind the plate. And Moyer, not a bad fielder, at 8 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Lofton at 249, 9 homers and 36 RBI. Struck him out. Moyer got him with that 80-mile-an-hour Bugs Bunny changeup. And 0-2 in there at the knees. 1 out for Vizquel. Omar at 263, 2 homers and 35 RBI. Moyer deals. There's a base hit into right center. McLemore will pick it up, and Omar will hold right there. For Robbie Alomar, hitting .339, 13 homers and 76 RBI. Vizquel stays put. Fly ball to left. Martin will watch that one go foul, and somebody from Euclid will make that catch. A ball and 2 strikes for Robert. Line drive to third and foul. So somebody from Canton made that catch, eating their Sunday out of a Football Hall of Fame helmet. Ball and 2 strikes to Robbie. Throw to first, Vizquel back. The 1-2. Fly ball left field. Martin will track this one down. Makes the catch for the out. Vizquel goes back to first. Here's Ellis Burks. Ellis at 256, 12 homers, and 58 RBI. 2 out, 1-0 Mariners, bottom of the first. Again, Moyer keeps an eye on Vizquel, and Vizquel just isn't really going to go anywhere. Burke slaps this one to left center field. McLemore will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the second here at the Jake. 1-0 Seattle. So Martin, Guillen, and Bell to face Cologne. Al at 240, 5 homers and 26 RBI. Cologne deals, struck him out. A full count curveball. Just caught the black on the inside. 1 out for Carlos Guillen. Carlos at 268, 7 homers and 43 RBI. Ground ball to Vizquel. Omar deep in the hole. Long throw to Tomey at first. 2 out. For David Bell. David at 266. 12 homers and 59 RBI. Cologne winds and fires, and Bell draws the walk. So for Cologne, that's his 3rd walk. Hasn't given up a hit, but he has walked 3. Here's Tom Lampkin at 267, 4 homers and 28 RBI. Gets away from Taubensee, and Bell moves up 90. So a wild pitch for Cologne, and a 2-ball count. Got him! He came back to get the strikeout. Chased the fastball, swung on and missed. So no runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the second, 1-0 Seattle. So Toby, Cordova, and Fryman to face Moyer here in the second. Toby having a wonderful year, 344, 27 home runs, and 82 RBI. Moyer starts the second. Chopper down to Boone, almost on the grass, over to first. 1 out. Brings up Cordova. Marty at 311, 12 homers and 51 RBI. Normally a left fielder, with Juan Gonzalez replacing Manny Ramirez in right. Pitch to Cordova. Ground ball to Guillen. Carlos, that's a grass cutter, over to first. 2 out. For Travis Fryman. Travis has settled in after coming over from the Tigers at 241, 2 homers and 16 RBI. Moyer from the wind. Popped up. Lampkin doffs the mask in foul territory by the batter's boxes and makes the catch, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the third here in Cleveland. 1-0 Seattle. So what are you guys doing for the Memorial Day weekend? Opening 9 for Cologne. Smells like a colon, not a cologne. 45 pitches, 2 innings. Hasn't allowed a hit. The run was not earned, but he's walked 3 while striking out 2. Ichiro 0 for 1, trying to get that hitting streak to 23. Struck him out. Cologne got him on an 0-2 curve as he chased for McLemore, who walked, stole his 25th base, and scored. Not much playing for JB. There's a base hit into right field. So that's the first hit of the ball game for Seattle. Again, McLemore a threat to steal. Here's Edgar, who had the sac fly. Throw to first. McLemore back. Edgar, by the way, an 8-game hitting streak. They pitch out. There goes McLemore. The throw down to Alomar, and McLemore is in there. So Mark McLemore is a pain in the side of the Indians in this one, as he now has his 26th stolen base. Bernie's staying home. Going to watch golf, Formula One, Indy 500, Red Sox and Celtics, and do his replays. Scotty's doing some pet sitting in West Seattle. Sounders game tomorrow night. Pirates in town too. Might see. That's a great story, Pittsburgh, isn't it? Pitch to Martinez. Struck him out. That's 4 for Bartolo. A 1-2 fastball, strike 3. Olerud walked his first time up. On Sunday, I'll be watching the Indy 500. And then Sunday night, on the next Retro Sports Spectacular, we'll replay same-day coverage of the Indianapolis 500. Jamie, that's probably not a film we could talk about in public. Pet sit against Seattle. Pitch to Olerud. There's a pop-up left side. Fryman makes the catch, and that'll do it. McLemore this time can't score. No runs, a hit, no errors. Bottom of the third coming up here in Cleveland. 1-0 Seattle. Bernie would love to see a Tampa-Pittsburgh World Series. Bernie's obviously not an executive for Fox. Yep, Jamie, looking forward to it. Did it last year. Here's Will Cordero, 267, 5 homers, and 23 RBI. Struck him out. An 0-2 changeup at 75, just below the belt. So here's Taubensee at 275, 2 homers, and 9 RBI. And Eddie draws the walk. So opening 9 for Moyer. 42 pitches, 2 in the third. 1 hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Lofton being one of those. He's 0 for 1. Taubensee not a threat to go. Lofton, ground ball to Boone. Brett goes to Guillen for 1. Carlos will not throw. There's Taubensee with a roll block slide. 2 out for Omar Vizquel, who singled with the lone hit for the Indians in this one in the first. Ground ball up the middle. Guillen underhands it to Boone, and that'll do it. So the Indians get a hit, and that's it. No, actually, the Indians leave a runner on. No hits. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 3, 1-0 Seattle. Yeah, we'll do the Indy 500. We'll be doing some of the some Formula One at some point. That will be the motorsports is in the rotation for the Retro Sports Spectacular. I should put my glasses on for this, but you see, Scotty, the Chevys really do have an advantage over the Fords this year, with their carburetors giving them about 4 or 5 more horsepower. And if you go with a banking here at Darlington, I really don't think it does help the Chevys over the Fords. Don't, however, count out the Dodges. Richard Petty, of course, is driving them, and Petty's driving experience could make even Jack Benny's 24 Maxwell go well. Back to you, and don't let Jackie Stewart take you to some haggis joint. Really worried about the safety of these cars. I think the Chevys just go too fast. All right, John says, had to wait till I was par speaking golf, played my second casual round with all-time great Tiger this time at Orlando. Shot 2 under. He's got Action PC Golf. It's a good game. I don't think it gives you a lot of feedback, but I'm glad you enjoy it. There you go. I don't think anyone in the history of streaming, especially on a Fortnite stream, has ever asked for a Chris Economaki impression. I hope I did not disappoint. Brett Boone is 0 for 1. Gets away from Taubensee on strike 3. The throw down to Tomey for the out. 1 away. Al Martin struck out his first time up. That's 5 now for Bartolo. Base hit right field. Cordova will throw it in. And Martin a threat to steal. Here's Guillen. He's 0 for 1. Throw to first. Martin back. 1 out for Guillen. Struck him out. Colon has found his groove. A 1-2 swing and strikeout on the fastball. 2 out for David Bell. When I was a kid, we would do mashups like what I just did. At one point, I could do Dick Vitale calling golf. Talk about a dichotomy. Bell walked his first time up. Base hit left field. Cordero will pick it up. And they're gonna they're gonna try for third. Cordero doesn't have a great arm. Martin's gonna go, and that is not in time. They do have a details button in Action PC that tells you what your ball went, where it went. It'll tell you if you chose a shape of shot that goes against the player's normal shape regarding mishits. Glad you like it. Here's Lampkin. Tom struck out his first time up. Runners on the corners. 1-0 Seattle. Lampkin draws the walk, and Colon has loaded the bases for Ichiro, who was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Trying to get that hitting streak to 23. No, Bernie, I don't think it would work on Twitch because you don't do live. Tape does not work on Twitch. Colon, opening 18, 75 pitches, 3 2/3, 3 hits. He's walked 4 while striking out 6. Bases loaded, ground ball to Vizquel. He snags it, takes it to second himself, and that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Bottom of the 4th. Seattle 1, Cleveland 0. Twitch only keeps your videos for a couple weeks. John finds that he is less likely to miss hit a fade or a draw if you add more shape. I tend to miss hit if I tried only to slightly shape the shot. Okay. That's good to know. Standings on this Friday night. It'll be the Phillies by 2.5 over Florida, 5 over Atlanta. Houston seems to be quite comfortable in the NL Central, 6.5 over Chicago. Cubs are in a tight wild card race, though. San Francisco, 3.5 over Arizona, 4.5 over Colorado. In the East, in the American League, the Red Sox just aren't going to go away. 1.5 behind New York. Chicago 6.5 over Cleveland, and Seattle is 4 over Oakland. So right now, Florida and Chicago would play a playoff game for the National League wild card, while Oakland has a 3 or 2.5 game lead over Boston in the American League. And when you're Seattle and you lead the league in batting by 11 points, and the ERA by a bunch, and Cleveland has the best defense with Seattle. Which just goes to show when you're 71 and 37, everything is going right. Roberto Alomar is 0 for 1. Moyer starts the 4th. Ground ball to Bell. Over to first. 1 out. I would just do it, Bernie. Except for I'm not sure how much of Ichiro's career would have been when they played in the Kingdome. But yes, symmetrical good hitter's part. Being a bunt, he had that bunt swing down. Yeah. I think he could have hit hit 400. Here's Ellis Burks. He's 0 for 1. Well, ground ball to third. Bell over to Olerud for the out. 2 out for Tomey, who's 0 for 1. So Moyer, just a baby at 38. Cruising right through. Could be. What year did they move into to Safeco? Fly ball right field. Ichiro moving over. And he will make a fantastic catch diving on the grass. How about that? No runs, no hits, and no errors. Go to the 5th here. Pitcher's duel, as we kind of expected. 1-0 Seattle. Ichiro, Gwynn, and Boggs were, yeah, I would agree with that. Best contact hitters. Wade just loved the Green Monster. I think it was 99. If Ichiro had walked more, he would have had a great chance to hit 400. Although Boggs had such a good eye, and I don't think he came close. McLemore has been a thorn in the Indian side. He has walked and singled 1 for 1, stolen 2 bases, and scored. And he draws another walk. July of 99, maybe. So if Ichiro comes over in 95 or 96, yep. Hopefully now we'll get some more contact hitters. I think the pitch clock will eventually help with that. Throw to first, and McLemore's back. Edgar has struck out, driven in a run, and 0 for 1, sac fly. There goes McLemore, the throw down to Alomar, and Mark has his 3rd stolen base of the game. 27 on the year now. Yeah, critics, including myself, said Boggs may have had a better chance to hit at 400 if he didn't walk so much. He also may have hit for more power, but that wasn't, no, that certainly wasn't his thing. In 87, he hit 20 home runs. I think it was 24. It was over 20. Pitch to Edgar. Ball 4. So Cologne again in trouble. For Olerud is 0 for 1 with a walk. That is Cologne's 6th free pass of the game, with nobody out here in the 5th. Yeah, 24 was Wade's high. Never came close again. Imagine Ichiro with Griffey and Edgar and Randy Johnson. Wow. Olerud. Fly ball right field. Cordova will make the catch. McLemore should tag easily. No, he's going to hold. That's interesting. Yeah, his 3,000th hit was a home run with Tampa. Yeah, A-Rod was on that team too. Adding and walks through turns, some days 1 to 4 turns, 1 to 4 into 1 to 3, or 2 to 4, and or 2 for 3. Yep. Here's Boone. He's 0 for 2. Ground ball to Vizquel. Alomar for 1. Tomey for 2. How about that? So Vizquel steals a double play halfway home on a sunny day here in Burlington. It's supposed to be gorgeous over the weekend. 1-0 Seattle. Oh, come on, you know Seattle still misses Ken Phelps. So here, if you joined us late, here's how we got here. 1-0 Mariners in a good ball game. Edgar Martinez a sac fly to make it 1-0 in the first. Seattle failed to score on 2 hits and a walk in the fourth. So Bartolo Colon and Jamie Moyer hooking up here. Moyer a 1-hitter through 4, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Colon a 3-hitter through 5. However, he has walked 6 while striking out 6. Moyer will start the bottom of the 5th facing Cordova, Fryman, and Cordero. Marty 0 for 1. Yeah, I would think that, yeah, just even having Ichiro there. The ultimate what if, though, if you wanted just to do a team that hung on to the talent that they raised, go back and do that for the Expos. Pitch to Cordova. Marty pops it up. Lampkin. And that will be out of play. Where would they have played Buhner? Because Ichiro was the right fielder. Cordova 0 for 1. 2-2 count. And he gets hit. Moyer put some moisture on that, and Cordova is hurt. Marty says he can stay in the game. That'll bring up Fryman, who's 0 for 1. Beautiful night here in Cleveland. 76. Winds blowing out to right at 10. Fly ball, right field. Ichiro makes the catch for the out. One out for Will Cordero, who struck out his first time up. Moyer being extremely efficient. Popped up left side. Bell goes into foul territory, but has the room and will make the catch. 2 out. Buhner would move to left. Yeah, you would think. Here's Eddie Taubensee. Eddie walked his first time up. Cordova on first. Taubensee into left center. McLemore retreats to make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 5, 1-0 Seattle. So Martin, Guillen, and Bell here in the 6th. Al 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. Colon probably 7 innings at most. Ground ball right side. Cordova, even Hobble will pick it up. He's a 4 and a 5 with the injury. Here's Guillen. Carlos 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Martin a threat to steal. Colon throws to first. And Martin is back. There he goes. Taubensee throws to Vizquel, and that goes into center field. That throw had Martin beat, but it hit about 5 feet short, skipped over Vizquel's glove, and Taubensee has his 2nd error of the ball game. Remember, they got their run in the first in Seattle following a Taubensee error. McLemore trying to steal third. So a 1-0 count to Guillen with nobody out. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Colon deals. Ground ball to Tommy. Martin will concede the run. They want the out, and it's 2-0. I don't think Colon and Taubensee are going to be going for Yinglings after the game, do you? There's David Bell. Base is empty. Singled and walked. He's 1 for 1. Got him. That's 7 for Colon. He swung on the full count fastball. And then I'll bring up Lampkin, who's 1 for 1, or 0 for 1, with a walk and a strikeout. Colon has fanned 7, only given up 4 hits, but he's walked 6. And Taubensee and him have not really been on the same page. Bartolo deals. Struck him out. That's 8. And that will retire the side. The error by Taubensee is huge. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. 1 scotch, 1 bourbon, 1 beer. Bottom of the 6th, 2-0 Seattle. So Moyer, Third time through the lineup now after 18 batters, 74 pitches, 5 innings. A hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Lofton 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Right back to Moyer. 1 out. Here's Vizquel. Omar 1 for 2. Ichiro, Scotty says, would have pounded doubles off that high right field wall. Never called Walla Walla, despite what you read in the Kingdom. And John adds, yeah, left field for Seattle was like shortstop for the Yankees all during the 80s. Someone different every year. Buhner would have been perfect in left field when healthy. That's true. Did the Yankees try Rafael Santana at one point? Pitch to Vizquel. Omar, ground ball to third. Bell picks it up, throws to first for the out. So 2 out for Alomar. Robbie is 0 for 2. Moyer throwing a 1-hitter. Right back to Jamie, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 7th here in Cleveland. It's Seattle 2, the Indians nothing. So Colon has faced 27 batters, 115 pitches, 6 hits, or 6 innings, 4 hits, 6 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Somehow, Ichiro trying to get to a 23-game hitting streak. Hard to believe if he gets a hit in this ballgame. As of now, he's only halfway to Rose in 78 at 44. That just tells you how amazing that was for Pete. Pitch to Suzuki. Ground ball to Alomar. Robbie throws to first. 1 out. Here's McLemore. He has walked twice, singled, stolen 3 bases. He now has 27 on the year with a run scored. No one would have run on an outfield. No. That'd be like having Aaron and Clemente in the same outfield. You could put me in left field and be fine. Base hit up the middle, and McLemore continues to rake. That's the 5th hit for Seattle. Here's Edgar. A walk, a strikeout, and a sac fly. 0 for 1. Taubensee and Colon have a word. Colon says, don't talk to me. Got him. That's 9 for Colon. A 2-2 curveball swung on and missed. And that'll bring up Olerud. John is 0 for 2 with a walk. Throw to first. McLemore is back. Wow. Colon wants to labor through this last out. There goes McLemore to throw down to Vizquel, and Mark has his 4th stolen base of the game. Throw to second, and McLemore is back. So 1 strike count. Wow, Jamie caught his first and only home run ball from Edgar Martinez. Was that in Tampa, or did you go out to Seattle or some other ballpark? Pitch to Olerud. Ball 4, and we're going to replace both the pitcher and the catcher. So the Duracell combination not working. Einar Diaz will come into play catcher. And David Risky, will come into pitch. On a pitching change, this game coming to you from the Jacobs Field, or the Jake in Cleveland, Ohio. Risk making his 5th appearance, only been with the club about a month. 24 years old, throws a hard fastball at 95 and a splitter, ground ball pitcher, has a loss and an earned run average of 720. Last pitch 2 days ago against Oakland in a 10-5 loss, inning in the 3rd. 36 pitches, a hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. 5 innings for David, 6 hits, 4 runs all earned, a home run, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. First and second for Seattle, 2 out, top the 7th. Boone is 0 for 3 with a strikeout and is also grounded into a double play. Risky starts his effort. Ground ball to Alomar coming in towards first. Throws to Tomey, and that'll do it. So, no runs, a hit, and the Mariners leave on 2. Stretch time, 2-0 Seattle. John says, just realize that that's Taubensee behind the plate. Never was known for his defense or his arm. I don't think, John, in the 4+ years of doing these replays, I've ever changed a catcher in the middle of a ball game for defensive reasons. I may have pinch hit Lopez for Paul Bacco or something like that after the starter had left, but that was one of the worst catching performances I've ever seen. Ellis Burks, by the way, 0 for 2. Moyer starts the 7th. Fly ball, left center field. It's going to drop down for a hit. Martin will pick it up. Burks goes back to first, and that'll do it for Jamie Moyer. Hey, and Nasty Boy's coming in. Norm Charlton. Got a pitching change. This game coming to you from Jacobs Field in Cleveland. So Norm, 38 years old. So one 38-year-old replacing another. Fastball at 90 and a ground ball pitcher. 26th appearance for Norm. 2-0 with a save and a 3.29 ERA. The Sheriff last pitched on the 1st 2 days ago in a 9-8 loss to the Tigers. An inning, 26 pitches, a hit, and a walk. 27 and a third innings for Norm. 23 hits, 10 runs, all earned, 3 homers, 8 walks, and 32 strikeouts. Jamie was in Baltimore at Memorial Stadium, he believes, in 1991. First game you took your wife to. Oh, how nice is that? How lucky is that? We were in the upper deck and told her we would not likely get a ball, but the ball plunked on an empty seat and rolled to our feet. That was at the Trop in 2001, I believe. Wow. So which was it? You caught the ball in Baltimore or Tampa? I think I'm reading that as Baltimore. Tomey's 0 for 2. Charlton starts his effort. Fly ball to right. Ichiro has it for the out. Burks goes back for Cordova, who is 0 for 1. Got hit by a pitch his last time up. Charlton sets and fires. Struck him out. A 1-2 fastball on the inside corner. 2 out for Fryman, who's 0 for 2. Charlton deals. I should have stole Burks. Ground ball to third. Bell across the way to Olerud. And Fryman is going to beat it out. So that'll bring up Cordero. Will is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. First and second. Fryman the tying run. Cordero the go-ahead run. With 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th. 2-0 Seattle. Cordero punches out one in the right field. Ichiro will pick it up. Burks will round third. Ichiro has a howitzer of an arm, but he throws it in the infield, and now it's 2-1. So here's Enar Diaz at 280, 3 homers, and 39 RBI. First and second, 2 out. Cordero now the go-ahead run. Lampkin and Charlton have a word. Norm sets and fires and strikes out Diaz to get out of it. However, Cleveland gets on the board with a run on 3 hits, no errors. After 7, 2-1 Seattle, and Cordova is recovered from getting plunked, and he goes back to a 6 range from a 4. Caught it in Baltimore, foul ball in St. Pete. Only 2 balls you've ever gotten in the game. He had a high school buddy that would get several every game he went to in batting practice. We would use them ourselves in batting. Now that's cool. Zach Hempel isn't your friend, is it? Al Martin is 2 for 3. Al has singled twice, a run scored, a stolen base, and a strikeout. Struck him out. Risk got him on a 2-2 fastball. Brings up Carlos Guillen as an RBI and a strikeout. Right back to Risk, third base side of the mound, over to Tomey for the out. So David pitching well, and now Risk will face Bell. Bell 1 for 2. David is singled, walked, and struck out. So 2-1 Cleveland, or Seattle rather, top of the 8th. Uncle Ron's still tired. Pitch to David, struck him out. What an inning by Risk. We're risky to do it. No runs, no hits, and no errors. After 7.5, Seattle 2, Cleveland 1. Paniagua coming in to pitch. Jose is 3-1 with a save, an earned run average of .364. He's 27, making his 42nd appearance of the replay. Throws the fastball at 94 and is a ground ball pitcher. Last went in that 9-8 loss to the Tigers on the first. Faced 1 batter through 4 pitches. Really? Wow. I'll tell you why, YouTube land in a moment. 54 and a third innings for Paniagua. 55 hits, 24 runs, 22 earned. 7 homers. He's walked 27 while striking out 35. Kenny Lofton is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Jamie says he was a 6'5" dad and was a basketball player at Penn State. But he would lean over the rail with his long arm and hat and scoop up any loose ball he could reach. That's cool. John says Cleveland actually double switched mid-inning for Taubensee and Cordero in the bottom of the 8th. Cordero not much of a fielder. I loathe to make defensive replacements. But 2 errors, and both of the Seattle runs have come from Taubensee errors. Lofton, a ground ball to Olerud. John to the bag. 1 out. That's, wow. Here's Vizquel. Omar 1 for 3. So, John, who do you think you're going to take around a lot playing action PC golf? Pitch to Vizquel. Ground ball to Boone. Brett throws to Olerud. 2 out. So Paniagua doing pretty well. 2 out for Alomar. Robbie's 0 for 3. To Guillen, that's over the mound. Carlos on the grass has to hurry, and they got him. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 9th in a 2-1 pitcher's duel. Pinch hit for Taubensee. Yep. I'll pinch it if I see the odds are bad or something like that. I'm assuming Seattle won this game in real life. Lampkin, by the way, 0 for 2. Will walk into strikeouts. They'll keep with risky for a moment. As Lampkin draws the walk. And Mike Cameron will come in to pinch run. So the Mariners are being aggressive. Here's Ichiro. Last chance to get that hitting streak to 23. 0 for 4 with a walk. Fly ball right center, and that streak should be done at 22 as Lofton makes the catch. 1 out. It just kind of makes you wonder. We talked about Rose's 44-game hitting streak earlier. How in the world did DiMaggio, under all that pressure in 41, hit in 56 straight games? In fact, it was at the Brown Stadium where it was snapped. It was against Cleveland, I think. Mark McLemore, 2 for 2. He has singled twice, walked twice, and stolen 4 bases. Throw to first, and Cameron's back. Pitch out, there goes Cameron to throw down to Vizquel, and he's in there for his 28th. So McLemore probably won't steal his 5th. Lines to right, Cordova makes the catch, I think. Yep, Cameron stays put. 2 out for Edgar. And they're going to go now to the pen for Danny Baez. Baez has a save and an earned run average of 183. 16th appearance, just 23 years old. Splitter at 94. And a fly ball plus pitcher. Scotty says in real life the Dodgers in the 60s would put John Kennedy in at third for late D. In the replays that you've done, he's always rated worse than those who's replacing. Isn't that the way? However, not everyone had a positive impression of Walter Alston. But the Kennedy family did. Baez last pitched against Oakland last night in an 8-5 win for Cleveland, an inning and a third, 27 pitches. Didn't pitch all that well, 3 hits, 2 runs, all earned. So overall, 19 2/3 innings, 12 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 5 and struck out 25. John says, not sure what he's going to do with the golf game. He likes playing a casual round to relax. The season results will get you pretty close. Depends on what you have for courses, too. But you have a handful of other projects in the back burner. Oh, speaking of that, how did your 77 ALCS comes on? Scotty loves Smokey, but I'm sure he mishandled Koufax early on. Edgar is 0 for 2, by the way, with 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a sac fly, RBI in the first. Baez deals, Edgar into right center. Lofton going back. Should not make the catch. That's off the bullpen wall. Cameron will score to make it 3-0. And Javier will pinch run for Edgar. So the Mariners are playing for insurance now. 2-run lead, 2 out for Olerud, who has walked twice and is 0 for 2. John says, reminds me of the 93 Phillies. Fergosi would always bring in Kim, he's talking about the Dodgers here, bring in Kim Batiste for Dave Hollins. Then I got the Strat cards in 94 and saw Hollins was actually rated slightly better. How you doing, Mike from the truck? Nice to have you along. Ladder stages here. 3-1 Mariners, 2 out, top the 9th. Javier on second. Gets away from Diaz, and Stan moves to third on the wild pitch. Watching while at the MGM National Harbor. Hopefully it's a beautiful day where you are. Which team do you bet on? Well, Seattle has the lead, and they only need 3 outs. Jamie says, there's a good discussion about this over on one of the Delphi boards. Fielding ratings in games, sometimes I wonder if the chimp in the dartboard is not the chosen method. Javier on third, Olerud ground ball to Vizquel. Omar, no one's disputing his defense, retires the side. But the Seattle Mariners get a run. Kashiro Sasaki comes in to close the door. As we go to the bottom of the 9th, it's Seattle 3, Cleveland 1. So Burks, Tomey, and Cordova. Cleveland 2 to tie, 3 to win. Sasaki, 25 of 28 in save chances. 2.33 ERA, 2-4. The overall record, making his 39th appearance. He's 33 years old. Throws the splitter about 89, 90 miles an hour. 2000 Rookie of the Year is a fly ball plus pitcher. Last time out was July 27th. hasn't had a save since the 14th. 4-3 win over the Twins. He went inning and 2/3, 27 pitches and a strikeout. 38 and 2/3 for Kazuro, 35 hits, 10 runs all earned, 5 homers. He's walked 3 while striking out 37. Burks is 1 for 3. Ellis has a run scored and a single. John says Blyleven pitched to Jim in Game 1. Rangers up 1-0. Shelved it. Trying to work on your 2021-22 NBA playoffs. Good time of the year for that. Bernie's all excited. The Celtics actually looked good last night. Pitch to Burks. Popped up. Left side. Bell. 1 out. Caught a foul ball. There's Jim Thome. Jim is 0 for 3. Cordova on deck. Struck him out. So last chance saloon is Marty Cordova as Sasaki got over that 2-2 splitter on the outside part of the plate. So Cordova is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Seattle looking for their 72nd win of the year on this 3rd day of August, 2001. Cordova, fly ball left field. That should do it. Martin makes the catch, and that's the ball game. So Seattle wins this one 3-1 in 3 hours and 18 fake minutes. 3-6-0 for Seattle. And they leave on 10. Cleveland 1, 4, and 2. And they leave on 5. And Mark McLemore, who stole 4 bases, is our Digital Dice MVP. The combination of cologne and Taubensee didn't smell like Old Spice. Jamie Moyer goes to 13 and 5. 6 innings of 2-hit ball. 1 run it was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 2. Charlton, Paniagua, and Sasaki held the Indians off the scoreboard. Just 2 hits for the last 9 outs. Cologne robbed by his catcher. 6 2/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 7 while striking out 9. Risk and Baez did a decent job. Baez gave up the run that was technically Risk's. Let's see. I have a feeling it's going to be the Phillies-Rangers series. John says Phil's 1-2 punch with McGraw and Garber is a killer. They are both reverse split guys. Yes, they are. All right, the rest of this Friday in baseball before we say goodbye for live stuff for the weekend. Don't forget, Sunday night we'll be doing the 2023 Indianapolis 500. So Florida beats the Cardinals 5-2 in the first of a doubleheader, and in the second of a doubleheader, St. Louis. So they split the two. 5-4 in the nightcap. Brad Penny goes to 8-5 in the opener. Matt Morris 10-5. Cliff Johnson 2 for 4. Charles Johnson 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. In the nightcap, Veras 4-4. Alfonseca, boy. If you look at a reason why Florida probably won't make the playoffs, it's him. He's 3-7. And Bobby Bonilla, 3 for 5, is 4th of the year and drives in 3. Oakland beats Detroit 6-4. Tim Hudson goes to 13-7. Kind of appropriate that he did that in the Midwest. Murray 3-6. Robert Fick is 2 for 2. I'm trying to see if there's anything from. Nope, not that game. Seattle, by the way, stole 6 bases overall. Baltimore beats Toronto in 10-8-5. John Wasden 2-0. Cook Koch is 5-6. These Scots made it funny. Brady Anderson 3 for 5 with a double. Anaheim shuts out the Yankees 2-0. Jared Washburn 10-7. Andy Pettit 6-7. Need more vitamin B12. Troy Percival is 18th save. Atlanta shuts out Milwaukee 3-0. Jason Marquis 8-3. Jared Wright 7-7. John Smokes picks up his 3rd save. Houston beats Montreal 3-1. Shane Reynolds 13-3. Graham Lloyd 3-6. Greg Biggio 2 for 4 with his 20th of the year. Twins beat Kansas City 6-1. Brad Radke 7-11. Oh, thank heaven. Chad Durbin is 5-10. Carlos Beltran 2-4, his 12th of the year. The White Sox keep on rolling. Rolling down the river. 6-2 over Tampa Bay, who wasn't very proud to be Mary. Mark Burley 10-7. Beerbrot is 0-1. Abernathy 1-3, his 5th of the year. Pittsburgh 17 hits, beats Colorado at a Coors Field special 10-9. Loisel 1-0. Osvaldo Jimenez is 3-5. Ramirez 5-6, his 23rd of the year, and drives in 4. Randy Johnson fans 8-7. Throws a 3-hitter, and they shut out the Mets 5-0. He is a 15-game winner. Al Leiter 4-7. Craig Counsell 3-4 with the double. Russ Ortiz 3 hits through 7 and a 1-earned run. Rocky and Bullwinkle did a story about the Appalachia Indians. Rich Aurelia has a 15-game hitting streak. 3-5, his 14th of the year, drives in 2. Tim Worrell 6-1. Jose Mesa 5-4. No, the 0-1 Phillies are legit. San Diego beats Cincinnati 5-4. Trevor Hoffman goes to 4-3. Danny Graves did what Brad said he would do, blow a lot of games, 2-7. Johnny LaRue, probably not, 2-4, 2 homers. He now has 9, 2 solo shots for LaRue. And last but not least, Cubs 3, Dodgers nothing. Kerry Wood 11-2. Chan Ho Park 6-8. Sammy Sosa 3-4, his 31st of the year. And so that'll do it for this week. We've got for you Tuesday night in prime time. It'll be Philadelphia and San Francisco, 8:30. Twitch streaming shouldn't be a problem for you, John, at 8:30. Just tell the wife it's a real game. And then it's either going to be Houston, Atlanta, or Boston and Oakland on Wednesday at lunch. And the last game of the week will be Chicago and Seattle. Garland versus Aaron Seeley. And so that'll do it. I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you Sunday on tape for the Indy 500. And Monday night for OOTP. And Tuesday for the Phils and the Giants from San Francisco. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you the next time. So long.